The biggest challenge is that people just psych themselves out and let fear stop them, right? Um, this is why education is so important because knowledge is the antidote to fear.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So tell us a little bit more about this. And what's your story? Why did you come with this idea in the first place?
Yeah, what's my story? Hi, I'm Maja Taylor. I am a career ownership coach with the Entrepreneur Source. Um, like you, nobody in my family, my immediate family, was an entrepreneur because you need to go to school and you need to get good grades and you go get yourself a degree and then a good job, right? That's what we do.
Yeah, I arrived until the degree. The part of find a good job, I struggle with that one a lot, but until the degree, I did it.
Oh, that's funny. So I did have a very rewarding and successful corporate career. I've worked in Europe and in US, kind of traveled and worked all over within corporate America, corporate Europe, I guess. And I really enjoyed it. I met some really incredible people. I learned a lot. I've worked for some companies who did some really great work for humanity. And at some point, it feels like we all get to a point in our career where you're wondering, is this all there is? I've been successful. I've been able to, build my life. And maybe even saved up a little nest egg for retirement. Maybe that's your story. Because a lot of my clients get to this point where, like, oh, I am continually contributing to somebody else's dream, to somebody else's equity and wealth. What about me? Like, could I do this on my own? People who have wondered or flirted with the idea of entrepreneurship, those are the people I work with. And some statistics show that about 70% of the working adult population has wondered, could I be my own boss? Do I want to do this?
They
So
are
it's a,
listening the podcast, by the way.
yeah.
They are
And it's a
listening this kind
scary
of
step.
stuff all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scary step, right? I was in those shoes. And wouldn't it be nice if somebody took us by the hand and kind of showed us how to do this?
Absolutely. So tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly of the transition from corporate to entrepreneur. And what's your message for the people in corporate listening?
Mm, great question. So I would say you're partially right that it has nothing to do. One thing that surprised me working this business was how many people don't see themselves as capable, that they already have a lot of skill sets, strengths, and background that really transitions well into
Especially if you're coming
entrepreneurship.
from corporate,
Exactly.
have a lot
So
of
I would
knowledge and
say,
skills, right?
right, professionals have a lot of skills. I work with mid-level senior leader executive leadership in most cases, and I'm surprised by how sometimes they think that, do I really have what it takes? Yes, let me show you. So working with me is really an opportunity to go on that educational journey. First about yourself, and then let's see if there are business models that fit you, that can get you where you want to go. But setting the vision and the goals for yourself is first, right? So I use some assessments for that. By the way, to your listeners, if you reach out to me on my social media, which I'm sure Harry has links that he can
No, you
provide.
tell us. You tell us now. What is your social
Oh,
media? Tell
okay.
us.
Well, so if you go on my website, majataylor.com, that's MAJATAYLOR.com, and get yourself scheduled on my calendar. There's a booking link right there. And we just have an introductory call. I will give you a free DISC assessment, which will help you understand how you prefer to work, what your communication style is, and what your motivators are. This is the first step to helping you find a good fit. And if your answer is, okay, I'm going to stay in corporate America, okay, that it'll still help you. You'll still gain insights from that. But the goal is really to help you find a fit for you and how you like to work. What are the strengths that you're bringing to the table, and where do we need a little bit more support? Because there is support out there. So I have resources that I can connect you to, but we'll start with the assessment, and that is like a $200 value. You'll get the free assessment and a full debrief with me.
Oh, wow,
So,
brilliant. That's a
so
great
that's to
first
get,
step for those who that want to do the transition, no? Or for someone
yes,
that they at least work on themselves if they really want that transition. Yeah.
yeah,
So maybe they're they're more happy where they are. However, my problem that I have with corporate, well, the problem that I see is that it
yeah,
doesn't matter how good you are. Somebody can come next day and say, "Look, that's it. There is no more
for
job for
sure.
you. COVID can happen. Anything can happen." A lot of
Yeah,
people that been in this podcast, well, Harry, I'm in corporate. Guess what happened? COVID
yeah,
came, I got fired, and then I decided to do my own business. Of course, they're
yes,
doing very well because they have a high skill.
they
However,
do.
they have a hard time because they didn't plan effectively for that transition. And
Yes,
again, it takes uh, being an entrepreneur is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. It's not the
right.
same. Like if you're in corporate now, then you reach the website of Maya, and then you fill your questions, and then you have a chat, and then what product you wanna have? Okay, this one's better, this one not. Then you start to try on Saturday, then on Sunday, you start to make a little bit of money, and then you start to see if you really like it. Yeah, I usually like what gradually, right? That why Maya, the people, something drastic needs to happen.
Yep,
Fire, somebody dies, I got
yep,
divorced. Why people wait until something drastic happen in their life to start
yeah.
to look into themselves and to start to become who they really are? Why do you think that we see this pattern again and again and again?
Okay, well, because the pain isn't great enough, right? People don't move if the pain isn't great enough. So my offer is let's
Mm.
start doing that before you
Or when
you
they have
get laid off.
children, or they have children. The other day I
Yeah.
went to see my friends. They have a little girl, and the guys were telling me, Harry, you know what? 9 to 5 doesn't work for me anymore. I'm like, how come? Tell me, no, no. I was very happy before with the 9 to 5, but now I have a little girl. Now I need to take the girl to school. I want to spend more time with her. So this nine to
Mm-hmm.
five thing in the structure that it is from
Yeah,
corporate, it doesn't work for me. So sometimes even life change, uh,
absolutely.
and things that you were
Yeah,
happy before, it doesn't work anymore. And we
yeah.
had to find try to create our own job. Yeah, from here we're rooting for everybody to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, we need more people. Yeah, we need to build that tribe of entrepreneur. However, it's gonna
Well,
take something, Maya. So tell us exactly your biggest challenge in that transition and how you become that challenge.
well, I think it's always
How about
easier
working on
to
weekends?
what was that?
Working on weekends, at least at the beginning, until you need to get your first clients and so on, right? This one for sure. You're
The biggest challenge is that people just psych themselves out and lets fear stop them, right? Um, this is why education is so important because knowledge is the antidote to fear, right? And that's what I provide really. So let's figure out what you're trying to achieve, set the vision and goals. And then we're going to narrow down which kind of industries or business models might be better fit for you than others. And then we're going to learn and explore more about these business models before you make any kind of commitments, before you even think about signing up for anything. Let's learn more about it so you get comfortable. My job is to get you to a point of clarity. I think a lot of people are just afraid to take that first step because they think they'll get duped. People have
mm,
been, taken advantage of, or maybe the corporate
the
grind is
fact that
just so exhausting.
the
Yeah,
fact that they are brilliant in corporate, that
yeah,
doesn't when they go to entrepreneurial world, that they are a baby. They you
yeah,
could be the highest paid, whatever. Uh, in your corporate position, but when you have your own business, it's different. You're taking your own decisions. If you
Right.
make a mistake, you don't get paid.
Exactly.
The dynamic change completely. The other side, to be honest with you. But if you have
Mm.
someone that had been in both sides, that had done this transition, because I've been the entrepreneurial side, and I'm telling you, it's rough. Especially if you don't know how to what you're doing in the beginning, and if you don't have the skill, and again, and you don't have resources, you don't even know that resources exist for this kind of thing.
But
So
that's what I offer, right? The resource
I find
before
it
you get
very
into it.
valuable, very
I
valuable.
wouldn't have done it. I
Not only
tried
for
to do it on
people,
my own.
sorry to interrupt you, Maya, not only to the people in corporate, but also to the people that are not in corporate that want to start their own
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Better before to have some clarity. Go ahead. Continue what you
Yeah.
were what to say.
So you have choices, right? You can start your own company. HarrySardinas.com. What does that look like, right? Is that the
Oh,
best
very
idea for
intense. Don't
um
go there.
or maybe it's not your own startup. Maybe you want to invest in buying somebody else's business that they're ready to sell. They've already built the concept, there's a client
Oh, you
base,
brought
there's
very
cash
good
flow,
point. You brought very
right?
good point. I'm a big fan of. Keep going, keep
Yeah.
going.
But that typically takes a little bit more capital to get started because if I'm
Mm-hmm.
selling my business, I built
Mm-hmm.
the equity, I want a reward for that
Mm-hmm.
sweat and tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm ready to retire. That's my retirement fund.
Mm.
So be aware that buying a business that will take a lot of due diligence. You want to make sure you know what you're getting into and get a good attorney and bring the right amount of capital with you, right? So the third option would be you invest in something more turnkey, like a
Mhm.
franchise, like a small business
Mhm.
template, where you're in business for yourself but not by yourself because you have
Mhm.
support in marketing, you have support in
Mhm.
sales, you have
Yeah,
support in those financial things, you have
100%.
support in client acquisition, you have
So you don't need to
support.
take the whole weight
You
with
don't have
you.
to take all the risk, right? You have a
Yeah.
team. And if your computer breaks down or the technology doesn't work, you have
Mhm.
somebody that you can
Mhm.
call, right?
Wow.
It's a little bit easier of a transition to do it that way.
Mhm. I love it.
So
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.